I think we've got it. I think we've got it. We're live here, we're live there, all over the lives. The lives, the li- the lives are everywhere. Okay, let's check. Let's check with my phone and see if we got this thing set up right. I should be on YouTube. Yes. Look at that. Chatception. Chatception. What's up, fam? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, so that's live. This is live. Well, look at us. Look at us. Look at us going, baby. Well, sounds good. I should be able to chat and see you guys over there. Well, listen, welcome to the live stream of Wednesday. This is a special thank you and a special live stream event for all of the subscribers only. If you are not a member of the Lion Mental Health subscriber community, you can go to lionmentalhealth.com. You can see all of the different types of subscription levels you have. And then on Wednesdays, we have a live class where we talk about a particular topic, and those who are live can chat and participate in that whole thing. So for all of you who are live over on TikTok or live over on YouTube, welcome, but this is for subscribers only. You have to be a subscriber in order to participate in the chat. So, okay, cool. We are live. We are live. Wow, there was a lot to figure out this time around. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. We made it. We made it. So this is kind of what I wanted to share. There's this interesting question, right? Interesting question that comes up quite a bit, at least in my content and other people's content. Cora, hey, welcome. How are you? How are you? This question of, can I enter into people's dreams? And so many movies, many TV shows kind of have asked this question, right? And they've kind of played around with this question. It's a huge part of science fiction, sci-fi, fantasy stuff, being able to enter into people's dreams. And so it kind of asks this question of like, well, how close are we? Like, is that just science fiction, or is this like the science fiction where one day it'll be a real thing, right? Because like, communication and telephones and stuff, like we've been using sci-fi to kind of predict the future for a long time. And it's this amazing intersection between art and science where art has been able to influence and kind of encourage and predict where science is going to go before maybe we even know how to get there. So it's this really interesting topic. That I'm excited to talk about. And so I did a presentation very, very recently on this exact kind of conversation of, can we enter into people's dreams? Now, the spiritual community will tell you yes, but they believe in like astral travel and like these real like literal kind of connections. Science is getting close to being able to enter people's dreams, but we're not totally there. So I actually want to share with you a video. I'm going to pull up the stuff. Let's see if we can do this. Hey, welcome, Kevin. Better late than never for sure. Better late than never for sure. Let's see. Let me find this, all my references here that I want to show you, because I just think this is fascinating stuff. We can enter people's dreams. And there's some interesting things. All right, let's find it. Here you go. Presentation, this one. Got it. Yeah, here's all my resources. Okay. This is what's interesting. Let's see if I can transition and actually do this correctly. Nice. We're looking good. So here is this amazing researcher. I'm not going to be able to say his name correctly, but it's Yuki, right? So we'll say Yuki. Now, Yuki has been working on how to really track and map what the brain is actually doing and like what it's seeing. And he's been able to actually enter into people's dreams and recreate those images using computers and using technology. Very, very cool. Here's how he does it, right? So what Yuki has been doing, and let me see if I can find his actual, here's like my notes and stuff from the thing. Yes, is this the actual one? Let's find out the actual research, because I want to quote the actual research to you. Hey, Jackie, what's up? Welcome. I had a dream about me being Peter Parker as Spider-Man. What does that mean? Peter Parker as Spider-Man. Well, oftentimes when we're having dreams. Oh, there's Rena. I was wondering where Rena was. Welcome, welcome. If you're dreaming about being Spider-Man, think about the key aspects of Spider-Man, right? I'm doing a little bit of a different lecture today. I'm not going to go too much into like personal dreams today. That's going to happen tomorrow. But think about the key aspects of Spider-Man. Something about your mind wants to connect with one of the key aspects of Spider-Man, like being a hero, right? Being the savior, something like that. Today we are chatting about Rena. Let me. Oh, there it goes. Today we're chatting about. Oh, I have behind on the log. If we can actually enter into people's dreams, and we actually can, and we're learning more and more about how to do this. Why is it not showing? There he goes. Just lurking in the background. Love it. Love it. So here's the thing. Deep image reconstruction. Okay, so let's talk about it. Enough fooling around. Enough tomfoolery. So over in it's in Japan, right? So I'm not going to be great at saying these names, but there's a research institute in Japan that is working on reconstructing images based on scans of the brain. And so what they are doing, and here I'm going to just let this play. This is incredible. What they are actually doing is they are using an fMRI machine and scanning the brain, and they're noticing the patterns of neural activity that happens inside of the brain as a person views an image, right? So here's an image of a leopard, right? And they are scanning the brain and seeing if they can read what that brain scan is showing them and recreate that image without knowing what the image is. So there's I'll actually show you the YouTube video. It'll probably be easier to see. Let's see. Here you go. This is the one. This is the very first attempt at being able to do this. They are reconstructing images. So, for example, we're going to show somebody a square, right? Yeah, Kevin, real stuff. So they'll show someone like an X. They'll scan the brain with an fMRI machine and see if they can predict what image this person is looking at. This is over in Kamatani Lab. I'm bad at saying it, but this is how they're doing. Now this is 5 years ago. To getting better and better. I think the one that is really, really compelling is this one, right? They're looking at, there's a couple of them actually. They're looking at textures. Can we read the textures that a person is looking at by scanning their brain with an fMRI machine? And so you can see how, oh, there's kind of some overlap here. They're able to kind of like look into this stuff. It's very, very interesting stuff. Yeah, let me show you another one. What was the one I wanted to show you? Videos. Here you go. This one with the pictures of the animals. Look at this. This is insane. We're showing the participant an image of a fish, right? Oh, sorry. You're right. Here we go. It's because all my stuff is kind of messed up. There. Thank you. Let's do this. Let's kind of widen this up. Yeah, there you go. Trying to manage all these things at the same time. Bigger, better. This is wild. I think this video is nuts how they're able to do this. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. I was missing it. For a minute. So here you go. You're showing somebody this image, and then you're trying to decode it by scanning their brain with an fMRI machine. You can see the description kind of here. It's in the video. I love this poser of the presentation the other night. Thank you so much. Yeah, the full presentation that I did for the Enzian is online, and you can find it on my YouTube channel. I wonder if I can change this. So settings. No, I might have to actually stop and restart. I might actually stop and restart my TikTok live for just a second because I want to allow people to comment. And I know the comments are kind of blocked right now. So let me actually do that real quick. And I don't think TikTok will let me do it without stopping. So I will be right back, TikTok. Let's do it. Okay. There you go. Choose that one. Okay, we made it back. Made it back. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, everyone should be able to see me again. So I don't know. What do we think about this? What do we think about entering people's dreams? Do you think there's use in it? One of the real problems with this whole situation, about this, has been there's real difficulty with funding. So it's always a huge struggle of trying to fund these things because people do not want to fund dream research, and so it's always difficult for people to get the funding for this research because this is huge. Like we can potentially read people's dreams, like by looking into their mind and into their psyche. Like that's nuts. That's wild. But the problem is people are like, well, where's the payback? Like where's the money, right? How are we going to recoup our costs for this research? And so it's like people are much more interested in paying to research physical things. Like I can touch it, I can feel it. Like this is actually what's wrong. This is what's actually going on. And so the money goes there. So actually what I've seen happen in this kind of situation is this lab out in Japan has actually kind of pivoted their focus, and now they're focusing on brain imaging, not specifically on dreams. So they're like, well, we're just reading the brain. We're looking into how much we can detail what somebody is thinking and feeling inside of their mind, not just exclusively on dreams. And this is huge. Like I'm going to the International Conference for Dreams very, very soon, right? Yeah, it can be very monetization heavy, Made of Velvet. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to the conference on the study of dreams, and the problem is they all struggle to find funding for their research. I'm for it just because it's cool. Yeah, and so that's the thing. Like the New York, there were so many articles written about this, like about how we can read dreams now, and the technology is advancing so fast. But if you look, like this video was posted 2017, and the research hasn't really progressed much further. Like we haven't done any more with trying to improve this. And I think a huge thing is funding. Like people want to cure cancer. People want to make sure that babies live long and are healthy. Like, want to cure physical illnesses, COVID, stuff like that. And so it's like, those are all really important, but oftentimes because resources are limited and finite, a lot of these very interesting kind of research projects go by the wayside because, well, it's just interesting, but will it actually improve somebody's life, right? Will it actually, make money back and recoup the cost? Because it's all about financing. But my God, is this not like wildly interesting? I think it's just absolutely fascinating. I don't know. What are your thoughts about it? I will not jump into my conspiracy BS. I'll save you. Hey, we're just kind of hanging out. We're just kind of hanging out tonight. So it was going to be kind of a dream class, but participation is a little bit low. Everyone's been pretty busy this week, so so we're just hanging out. Tell me what's up. What's the conspiracy? How deep does this go? Kevin says, I'm more curious to know if inception is possible. So here's my little tirade, right, Kevin? If manifestation is true, I think dream research would be necessary. Here's my two rants. One about astral projection and the other one about what you're talking about, Kevin. Let's start with Kevin. So Kevin, I agree with you. Here's the thing. I think that we'll be able to have better funding and research for dreams if we can directly relate it to mental health. So if I can show somebody, this is $1 million idea. You can steal it from me. That's fine. If I can show somebody that I can diagnose your depression by reading your dreams, that's money. If I can show you that I can diagnose Parkinson's, if I can show you that I can diagnose Alzheimer's, if I can show you that I can start to diagnose people's anxiety and the severity of their trauma by reading their dreams, that's money. Because it's like, here is a test, here is a way to read dreams, and then here is a real world concrete result of this research, of this investment. That's what's really going to do it. I think that's really what's going to do it. And until, hey, morning, Raylan. And until we are able to do that, like until we are able to really have some concrete results for dreams, and no one's going to fund it. That's the problem. Nobody's going to be able to, no one's going to want to fund it at all. And so it's really, really difficult. If you want to see my full presentation, by the way, it's over on YouTube at Lion Mental Health. Go check it out. Go check it out. But yeah, I'll post this. I can post this in the Discord server as well if you want to check it out. What is their most recent one? Yeah, I guess the Kamatani lab is now studying hand movement stuff and interfacing with the brain in that way, which is really, really interesting. What's up, dude? How's the day going? Hey, pretty good, pretty good. How's it going for you? How's it going for you? I'm really curious to see how it develops as well. I'm very curious, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Aren't you just tired of reading people's dreams all the time? You know, bad luck, girl. Yes and no. Like sometimes I get a little bit tired of people being very demanding. They're like, tell me what my dream means right now, without recognizing that this is like my full job. Like I have a lot of student debt, a lot of loans out in order to understand mental health and psychology in the ways that I do. And so people can be very, very kind of demanding. I think I get frustrated with that, but I never get frustrated with people's dreams. Like I love it so much. That's really a lot of fun. That's really a lot of fun. Kevin says, yet supposedly we are working at mapping AI so that the human psyche can live on as ones and zeros. Yeah. But see, like AI, you can touch it, you can do it, you can see what it's doing, right? If I'm mapping someone's dreams, it's like, what's the benefit? What's the benefit, right? And so that's what it always is. Also, Jesse is answering the same questions over and over, like losing teeth. Yeah, sometimes it does get a little repetitive. If that's what you kind of mean, bad luck girl, then yes, I agree with what Kevin's saying over on YouTube. Sometimes the dreams get a little repetitive, but I don't mind it. Like it's, you know, because here's why. I love answering people's dreams and helping them because I like the aha light bulb moment when they realize like, oh, so that's what that dream means. And they get this like cathartic moment. That means the world to me. That's why I love interpreting people's dreams. And that's why I think that's so much fun. It's really, really great. Yeah. Here, we'll go back to the deep image reconstruction one. Brother, how can I dream about people I've never met but feel like I've known them my whole life? Because you have met them and you have known them your whole life. They represent characteristics and parts of you, parts of who you are as a person. And that's pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool. We'll transition back here. Actually, we can leave this. We can leave it alone over on YouTube. That's fine. Not bad. Kevin says, but you love us and our energy, so you'll always give us back that energy. Absolutely, Kevin. That's 100% right. What about dreaming that you are lost? That sounds pretty obvious to me. Dreaming that you're lost, well, may mean that you're feeling a little bit lost emotionally, right? So you can't take it too literally. Your explanation of dream interpretation has helped me light bulb some hidden emotions. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. That's what I love. I don't know. So maybe we'll just transition tonight. I was going to talk about this stuff and like maybe get into it, but maybe we'll just have a chat tonight. Maybe we'll just hang out. Let's see. Which is what makes you such a good counselor. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you, Kevin. That's really sweet of you. I mean, being empathetic is definitely a huge part of being a counselor. It really, really is. Let's transition back. Yeah, so let's just get to your questions then. We'll just hang out. Let me do this. Yeah. Do you think science is going to go too far? No, can science go too far? I guess what do you mean by that, Made of Velvet? Like, can science go too far? I don't think science can go too far. I think it's important that we try and figure out everything. I mean, the more that we figure out, knowledge is power. Knowledge is key, right? So like the more that we try and figure out and the more that we research things, like it's only going to make things better. Now, what I do think can go too far is if we use certain things without proper diligence and respect. Like when we first figured out atomic energy, right? Like when we figured out atomic energy, it's like, wow, we could really hurt people with this, right? When we first figured out gunpowder, it's like, oh, wow, like we could really hurt people with this. Now that we're discovering AI, like AI is the next kind of like nuclear bomb, right? It's like, okay, we need to be careful with AI. Like this could really mess some things up. Yes, people can go too far. So but again, remember the problem's not science. The problem is people being irresponsible and wanting to hurt each other, right? So like that's the problem. And I think you get it, Bad Luck Girl and Made of Velvet. For sure, for sure. Yeah, people can go too far. Dream about someone giving you a kiss in a dream. Kisses are about connection. So you're connecting with somebody or some part of yourself. Yeah. Kevin says, also saw the baby video at the beach the other night. Pool. Anyway, he looks so much like you, except with less hair. I know, he's got no hair on top of his head. Thank you, Kevin. That's very sweet of you. That's very sweet of you. But yeah, yeah. By the pool. What video was it by the pool? We were by the beach the other day. Do you mean the beach? At the beach the other night. Oh, pool. No, no, no. It was the beach. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. I read that. Nowadays, even breathing is bad for us. See COVID. Yeah, you're right. You're right, though, dude. Hmm. Let's do this. I wonder if I can just have this music in the background, right? Can you hear that? There we go. There we go. I know, that's a weird song. Love it. There you go. Now it's not too bad. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Bioweaponizing. Oh my gosh, we're getting into some dark stuff here. What does it mean to dream of hiding from a mass shooting in a park? Anytime you're in a mass shooting, it's a situation of chaos in your life, right? So like mass shootings in your life and hiding in a park is avoiding some calamity inside of your life, feeling very much out of control. That's what's really, really going on. Oh, yeah, yeah, good thinking. How's that? Is that about the right volume for you, Kevin? I love it. I love it. Does that mean he was saying something to me? Oh wait, I dreamed about my death, or oh wait, my death boyfriend, oh passed away boyfriend, and he was saying he is never going to leave me again. Does that mean he was saying something to me? I'm one of those, and I'm curious for some feedback. Right? I'm curious for some feedback. I'm one of those that do not believe that we can communicate or astral travel or astral project. I actually think that that's a very dangerous kind of thought to have. I don't think that that's very helpful um, because it leaves us open to it. I actually just talked to Only JS about this on the YouTube video we just made. If you start to believe that our brains and minds are vulnerable while we sleep to outside interference and that demons and spirits and ghosts and other people can start to manifest their way into our minds, like that's terrifying, right? And I don't want people to start being afraid of sleep. Like that is not going to be helpful for anybody. So I'm very much against it. Not only that, but it's never been recreated. It's never been documented or proven. The only evidence that we have is very anecdotal. It's not quality evidence. And so I just don't feel right about telling people to believe in manifestation. Manifestation is different. To believe in astral projection or astral travel when there's really no good evidence to support it. Like, and I know you all are coming to me for quality information, for scientific content. And so I'm going to continue to deliver that quality information and scientific content. That's going to be really, really important. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I stand on it. Where do you all stand on it? Astral projection is not needed at all. I agree. I agree. It is. That's why I stopped trying to astral travel. Yeah, I just don't think it's real, man. I just don't think it's real. What else we got? What else we got? Well, let's see. Another question. What do you think about mentalists, people who read minds? Now, I'm a big advocate for mentalists. I actually have I wish he knew me personally. Like maybe I can like DM him and maybe he will respond. But there's a guy on YouTube called Spidey Hypnosis. Let's take a gander, shall we? Hold on, let me react here. Transition. Okay. Spidey Hypnosis. This guy. he was on like America's Got Talent, and like he's seen Steve Harvey and all this guy, but he's a mentalist magician, right? And so I love mentalism. No way. You met Spidey Hypnosis, Julie? What? Marissa, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, Marissa. That means so much to me. So, Mentalist Magic, I love it. He's been on a lot. Netflix, NBC, Sci-Fi, True TV, CW, Discovery. Wow, I didn't know he was. This guy's kind of crushing it, dude. Look at Spidey Hypnosis. Does he have a TikTok? He's got an Instagram. Hold on. He's got just an Instagram. Is it any good? This guy does not have enough followers. Oh, he's verified? Oh, well, you paid for you can pay for verification now, so that doesn't mean nothing, right? Hey, if you want a dream interpretation, pop on over to Discord or send it to me through my website. We're just hanging out and chatting. I'll get to as many as I possibly can, of course, right? But can't get to all of them. Look at this. Look at this. He's great. He's great. So I actually learned a bunch of great hypnosis techniques from him, and I've incorporated those actually into my clinical practice, if you can believe it or not. But mentalism is not, it's not magic. It's like the ability to read people's body language and it's like a combination of hypnosis and magic, which I love. I really love. So I'm a huge fan of mentalism. Yeah. I have to admit, you and my friend Joseph have gotten me so interested in the subconscious, unconscious mind. That's great, Kevin. I'm glad. I'm glad. You should be. You should be interested in it. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Hold on. I wonder if I can show you this guy. Check this guy. Check this guy out, dude. Can we just watch this one? Yes. Spidey Hypnosis is great, dude. He's really cool. He's gotten out of a speeding ticket by hypnotizing the cop, dude. And of course it's magic, right? This is a show. Like, this is not literal, but what he is doing is he's combining very good hypnosis techniques, very good body reading, and like subconscious cue reading into his magic, which makes for a mind-blowing experience. He's really, really good, and he really knows his stuff when it comes to the science of the subconscious mind, right? So Tiffany, great question. What do you practice, and what are your credentials? So I always am a huge advocate for that. My credentials are I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, both state and nationally. I own Lion Counseling with offices in downtown and Winter Park, Florida. I'm also a qualified supervisor. I also own a school that educates therapists and certifies them with the state on how to use hypnotherapy for trauma work. But most of all, I'm a trauma therapist. That's what I do. And so post-traumatic nightmares are a very big symptom of trauma. And that's where I got my start into dream interpretation. And dream interpretation is really like, it's a catchy phrase that I use online. People understand what I mean when I say dream interpretation. People understand what I'm talking about when I say that. And so it sounds like a little bit of a bogus title, but it's kind of a catch. Like it's not a gimmick, but it's catchy. People understand what you're talking about. So, but my real credentials are as licensed mental health counselor. Yeah. Mental manipulation and body reading. I'm learning this. Really? Okay. Tell me more. Where do you learn? Where does one go to school for this? That's true. You gotta have nerves of steel to be a magician, dude. People are just waiting to rip you apart. You gotta nail it. Oh, and so Julie from Canada. Okay, makes sense why he's there. 1.2 million views. Way to go, Spidey. Give him a thumbs up. Are they saying boo? Why are they being so mean? Made of velvet. Do I believe in ghosts? That's a great question. That's a great question. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes and no. So, like, do I believe in literal ghosts? No, not like you see in TV shows. Excuse me. But I do believe, like, I believe that there's energy, that we influence things, that there are deep unconscious emotional connections. So, like, I believe that there are, when somebody's passed away, like, their experience, their spirit, their influence lives on. So I do believe in that. So maybe a more scientific explanation of ghosts. So yes, but not the cartoony version. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Kissing up to the judge. He was ready to meet Steve Harvey. What do you think, Beta Velvet? Are you a ghost person? Let me know in the chat. Are you guys into ghosts? Is that part of what you believe in? Ooh, good question in the chat. Do you have any recommendations for anyone in AI? My daughter suffers from FND due to trauma. That practices hypnotherapy. AI? Arizona. What's the postal code AI? Alabama. Okay. I thought it was AL, but it looks like AI on my screen. So I was like, artificial intelligence therapy? I don't know if you want that. uh I don't know anyone personally in Alabama. But let me show you this. Friends and fam. Hypnosis.edu. So if you go to hypnosis.edu, this is actually where I got, there you go. This is actually where I got my certification, both state for the national certification for hypnotherapy. But if you look, there's a button called hypnotherapist. Here, I'll scroll in. If you go to the navigation bar, there's one hypnotherapists, and you can actually go to find a hypnotherapist, and you can see all of the hypnotherapists. Wait, am I in here? I don't know if I'm in here. On JK, it's gonna be funny. LU. Nope, I'm not in here. I'm not in here. But you can find one, or you can choose. Can you choose country, language, United States, your zip code? Country. No, not country. Also, many therapists do virtual therapy sessions as well. Many do virtual therapy sessions as well. Just FYI. Just FYI. I mean, I also do virtual hypnosis sessions too. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome, Tiffany. You know, you're always welcome to schedule a hypnosis session with me too. That's like a huge part of my practice. That's how I pay my bills. So shout out to me. Go book a session, lionmentalhealth.com, click on services. That's where it's at. Oh my gosh. Did I just exit that out? No, it's right here. Okay, I got it. Kevin says, OMG, you just touched on a good question. If there are deep subconscious connections, why wouldn't we be able to cross into one another's dreams? I prefer aliens from space over ghosts. I believe in aliens. I mean, aliens have to be true. The universe is so big. There's got to be aliens. Like, so I'm super down with that. Big alien guy over here would love to make connections. Um, I don't think we can. I think we can influence dreams. I don't think we're actually crossing over. So, I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean, right? Like, can we cross over into someone's dream? I don't think we can, like, literally be in someone's dream. But what I do think that we can do is, like, we can influence someone's dream, right? If I give you a suggestion that you're going to have a terrible, terrible nightmare because you ask your dream characters if they're real or not, you'll probably have a nightmare because I'm giving you that suggestion, that influence. So we can enter people's dreams in that way. I mean, think about it. My work as a mental health counselor, I'm entering into people's dreams because I'm changing their psychology so they have a different experience when they sleep. I believe in that, right? If you're dreaming about a cat, it's about your feminine independence. And if a cat is chasing you, it means that you're struggling to integrate and make sense of your feminine independence. Yeah. What are we gonna do here? This crowd's rowdy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So you can see, I mean, mentalism is still like stage magic, right? It's still stage magic, but it combines some elements of psychology, which I think is really, really fun. I think it's really, really fun to be able to do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. See what else he does. This is great. Okay. Okay. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. I don't know why there's no desktop audio. I mean, it's magic, but it's so fun. It's so fun. It's a different type of magic. It's like a psi magic, you know? Weird. I don't know why the audio is not playing. So clearly, I don't have my setup totally figured out over on YouTube. Seems like TikTok has been okay. ESP is a trauma response. who said who said that? Extrasensory perception is a trauma response? That's you might not be too far off with that comment there, Raylan. Might not be too far off with that comment. All right, hold on. Made of Velvet said, I've personally never seen a ghost, so it's hard for me to have a definitive stance. I also don't believe that I've ever seen a ghost in my life. I have witnessed very small supernatural moments, mostly through dreams. It's just interesting to think about how energy manifests. There's a lot of things that I think influence the human perception. So like that's my struggle with the whole situation, right? Made of Velvet. Like when we're talking about like, are ghosts real? Can we enter dreams? There are too many things that can bias or misinterpret or skew or, just mess with human perception. Like, I don't know if you know this, but there is, let me just do this. Let me just do this. I don't know if you know this, but there is there was this haunted room inside of a college, right? And so a lot of people talked about this haunted room inside of a college, and they say that they would hear voices when they were in this room. They would feel an unusual presence when they were in this room. Well, come to find out, the air conditioning was making a certain tone that was not perceptible by your hearing, but somehow the human brain, and you can look up this frequency, it's a certain frequency that when played will make you feel like you're having an out of body kind of like spiritual possession type of experience. And they found out that the AC was making this kind of thing. And they actually found it out because one of the professors was a fencer, sword fighting. Right. And so the professor was trying to clean his sword. And when he put his sword in the clamp to clean it, the sword was vibrating. And they're like, well, I'm not making the sword move. And that's when he realized the air conditioning was making a sound that was unperceptible by the human hearing, but you could see it in the vibrations of the tiny point of the sword. And so found out that was, they fixed the AC and now no one ever experienced a haunting kind of scenario. Also, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of old places, yeah, it's crazy, made of velvet for sure. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of good research to show that black mold can give people hallucinations, right? So if you're in a very old building, which most haunted buildings are very old, right? It could just be that it's got mold in the building. And so the mold in the building is causing you to have these hallucinations that make you think that there's demons or ghosts or whatever. So it's just like, until we can verify and like certify that there are certain things going on, it's just, I don't feel confident in saying to all of you that there's ghosts and demons and things. They try and they try and they try and they can't replicate it in quality environments. And so that's my big grief, right? The restaurant I worked at before was haunted. See, makes me think, right? Raylan over on YouTube makes me wonder, like, did you see a ghost? I'm sure that you did see a ghost. But is that ghost what we are thinking about as a ghost, or is that like there was some magnetic field, there was some old wiring, there was some vibration made by the air conditioning, there was some black mold. There's so many things that we have to control. And there was actually, what was the name? I gotta Google this. I gotta Google this. Hold on. All right, check this out. There was some name. Who was the guy who offered money to anyone who could prove they had psychic abilities? There was a show, the $1 Million Paranormal Challenge. Yes. Did you guys remember this? James Randi. Yes. Oh my gosh. Check this out, guys. Do you guys know about this? James Randi. All right, we gotta watch this. Hold on. YouTube, I'm so sorry that the audio doesn't work. I don't know why. Let me try something real quick. Settings. That's mono. This one, desktop audio should be good. Monitor, close that one. Maybe I can just do this. Does that, tell me if you can hear this, YouTube.
Remember accurately what takes place in a reading? Well, we have with us tonight Mr. Rod Beal. Mr. Beal, you're a satisfied client of Maureen's, I understand. Is that correct?
Yes.
She did a reading for you not too long ago, which I understand you think is a very good reading.
Yes, she did.
A few simple questions, if I may. First of all, how long did the thing last, first of all, the reading?
About half an hour.
About half an hour. How many names, pardon me, did she give you during that period of half an hour?
Probably half a dozen.
Great. I'm glad I fixed it on YouTube. Yes, I see Raina, the Honest Liar. I got to check that out. It's a documentary. Yeah, I think there are spirits. It's an interesting conversation, right? Interesting conversation.
And did they all hit?
Not everyone.
How many
but
did
they
would
had
you
a
say?
similar sounding, like Doreen, Maureen, that type of thing.
Well, you were kind enough to give us a tape recording of that reading done by Maureen Flynn for you. And for your information,
poor Maureen's gonna
during
get it.
your reading, Maureen Flynn tried these names, and they are on the tape of the reading that you're referring to. Alan, Alfred, Alice, Anne, Bill, Charlie, Colin, Connie, David, Derek, Eileen, Ellen, Flory, Frank, Fred, George, Jim, Joe, John, Karen, Catherine, Kevin.
She's so embarrassed. She's like, I said a lot of fucking names, dude.
Lillian, Lisa, Liz, Lynn, Mark, Mary,
Me too,
May,
Velvet.
Michael, Rob, Ron, Shirley, Sydney, Stanley, Sid, and Steve. That's 37 names, and she also asked you if you could connect with any name
37.
beginning with an N or an L, and you could not do so.
Okay, so I'll explain what's going on. So James Randi had a show. This was, God, when was this? This was back in a version of the challenge version 1964. The show 1996. $1 million challenge. So James Randi had a challenge, and he said, hey, I will pay $1 million if anyone can come on this show And I will control the environment to make sure that it's scientifically, like, not influenced. Like, we're going to prove psychic abilities, right? And so he would have people on the show, and all these people would come on the show and say, I have psychic abilities, I'm going to prove it. And so James Randi would set up a challenge, and he said, I'll give you $1 million right here if you can show me psychic abilities and prove it to me. And no one was ever able to show him that they had psychic abilities inside of this controlled environment, right? So what we're watching here is we're watching a playback of somebody who got a psychic reading, right? They got a psychic reading, and they're playing it back, and he's like a satisfied customer. And James Randi's like, look, this is bullshit. You said 37 names. If you had psychic abilities, wouldn't you be able to just say, hey, your Aunt Cindy, she's the one that did this thing. That's what's happening. That's why it went on. And so this is like a cringe compilation of psychic fails on James Randi's show. Yeah. Love some good pseudoscience. Me too, Velvet. Yeah, absolutely. Velvet over on Discord says, that's why I believe science and magic intertwine. Yes, like the thought that I can hear someone's voice from thousands of miles away so clearly, you can't tell me that's not science magic. It is. Like, what we can do with cell phones is science magic. Like, that's 100% science magic. I definitely believe that. And I always believe that art and metaphysics and religion and spirituality have always been the precursors to what we can find out through science, right? So, like, we used to believe in, like, the god of the sun pulled the sun on a chariot. Like, that was a helpful story to believe because we had to plan when to get up in the morning and go to bed and when to change the crop cycles, So, like, we've been using stories and religion to explain science before we knew what was going on. So I don't knock it, but it's like, it's also time to move on.
Now, in the ones that were accepted, and you did accept 9 of the 37 that were given.
37.
These were some of the categories: a son, a lodger, a brother, a nephew, an adopted nephew, a grandfather, a fellow worker, a cousin, and the neighbor's dog. Now,
that's right out of context.
I'm sorry?
Right out of context.
We have a transcript of it right here, sir, and you may have that transcript to refer to it. And the names, I think, are outlined there, all 37 of them.
You can.
James Randi's kind of an asshole, though. Like, he's like, I'm a stick it to him. He's so funny, dude.
I analyze anything. You can analyze Encyclopedia Britannica. Mr. Beale is here because he felt that what he actually got on that
Me too, Tiff.
made
I love
sense
it.
to him, very much so.
And so here's the thing, right? Like, people criticize me for dream interpretation. Sorry, I'll monologue for like just a second. People criticize me for dream interpretation. They're like, it's pseudoscience. Yes and no. Like, the literal interpretation of dreams, like, if you dream this, it absolutely means this. Like, that's actually, according to the International Association for the Study of Dreams, that's actually unethical. Like, you have to give the responsibility of the final meaning of the dream to the dreamer. Like, it's not okay for someone to take that and be like, no, your meaning's wrong. I know what you dreamed. That's actually not allowed. And so you have to be respectful. But, like, what's helpful here about a psychic is it's getting this person to think. It's getting this person to process their emotional and life experience, much like a counselor would do. So I still think there's value there. And, like, a lot of people find emotional relief from psychics, and I'm not denying that. But I think to base all of your decisions on a psychic and to, like, think that they're actually telling you the future, I can't subscribe to that. I think that's dangerous, and I think it's predatory.
Would you welcome, please, Uri Geller.
Johnny had been a magician himself and was skeptical. I was asked to help prevent any trickery.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
We have only met...
This scares me.
This scares you? Well, we just got some things together here. And
I told them to provide their own props and not to let Geller or his people anywhere near them.
Also, one of our staff members
Interesting. See, they're
did some
controlling
drawings which have been sealed in an envelope, and I'd like you to take your own pace when you feel like you want to try anything.
Right.
Do you want to try that?
You know, if the channel gets big enough, Velvet, I will absolutely go to a haunted mansion and document it, film it, and I'll do a paranormal investigation. For
Particular experiment first?
When I'll feel for it.
When
okay?
you... Sure.
We'll start eliminating the ones that do not have the water.
All right, without touching them.
He is really suspicious, you know.
Yes.
I'm having a hard time with you.
Okay, I don't mean to be, Yuri. I really don't.
Just keep looking.
I would be sweating bullets if I was this dude.
Okay, let me rest a little, all right?
All right.
Let me rest a little. His psychic abilities got
I'm surprised
tired.
because before this program, your producer came and he read me at least 40 questions you're going to ask me.
Well, I can ask you all kinds of questions if you'd like. If you'd like me to ask you questions.
I have to have time, and
Alcatraz would be super fun, Julie.
How we
Absolutely.
make stickers at sticker
Ad. Lame. Can a dream interpretation also be situationally changed, like different from person to person? Oh, 100%. 100%. That's why you have to be very intuitive with the person
All right, we're
themselves
back.
and the situation.
Uri was telling me you don't feel what, strong tonight?
I don't
Is that?
feel strong.
Oh, I would love to
It's
go
not
with Selena
all
Spooky Boo.
tonight. Right now,
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling being pressed, and then I can't.
Well, I'm not
can't
trying to
like-
press you. I really not.
No,
know,
you're only
I'm-
telling me, well, will you try that or that?
Well, I thought that was the idea of.
I don't know Yuri Gilroy.
no,
is that,
I'm
is
not-
that who
no, I'm
this
not trying
is,
to put you down.
Kevin?
James turned the
he
page
couldn't
of a
do it.
telephone directory without touching it. And you claim to have done that with psychic power.
Yes.
Now, you're prepared to demonstrate your psychic powers again. You've warmed up. You're ready to go, are you, James?
This is interesting.
Very well. Oh, James, you are prepared to pay him $10,000
I love
if he
James
can
Randi.
turn the page of the telephone directory with certain controls. Is
That's
that
right.
You have the $10,000, do you, Randy?
I do indeed. Now, what I have here is particles of a white plastic, which, when given a good heavy puff of air, will, I think, rather conclusively show whether or not blowing is the method accomplished. Now, it will not, perhaps, in some way differentiate between genuine psychic power and actual blowing, but it certainly should be very interesting indeed to see what now occurs.
It's going to be great.
James?
Ready?
This stuff's going to blow all over the place, dude. Wait.
This time, and
How
then
many
once more.
pages?
Just one page, once.
Like
Okay.
that.
The styrofoam and the lights form electricity which pulls the page. Look.
Coming up with excuses. He's coming up with excuses. Did you really, Lola? No
Pulls
way.
the page down instead of freeing the pages.
All right, and
is Yuri
what would you like to ask
Geller.
us to ask Randy to allow you to do or for me to
To
do?
either take something else, either lighter or something that is going to keep, that isn't going to form like static electricity.
You mean put something else, some other material around
Something
here?
that is not foam. Foam causes static electricity, and the lights is what heats it up.
All right, Randy, is there anything
coming
else
up
that
with
you
some
can put
excuses
around
here.
the telephone directory?
I've heard the question, but the question is not valid because it's making an assumption which is not true. The foam does not in any way create static electricity, and Mr. Hydrake, in demonstrating that the pages were clinging together, didn't demonstrate it to my satisfaction. I think we could perhaps ask the judges for their opinion on that. I am not a scientist, so I'm not qualified to declare on it.
Judges?
Who is this
Whatever static
James
electricity
Randi guy?
exists in the styrofoam would not really affect the movement of the page or the clinging of the pages together, in my opinion.
I would add that if this is in fact
Wild stuff, right? Wild stuff. Where is he? James Randi Educational Foundation. James Randi. Who is James Randi? Where did he come from? He passed away in 2020. That's really sad. That's really sad. Wait, we don't get to see him move it. No, because he's not able to. We can keep
psychic
going.
functioning, I don't really
He's not
see
able
why that
to.
would make a difference.
Very well. Randy, would you allow me to turn perhaps half dozen pages and then put them back?
Oh, yes, you may do that, please.
James? I'll just lift up 1, 2. Be helpful to you?
The static is going to still be here because of the foam. See, that's
Well,
what I'm
it is the
saying.
opinion of the judges that there is not enough static formed by the foam to be a problem. So, under the conditions agreed upon, it would seem that now you should at least try with psychic power to turn the page of the telephone directory, James.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
Best beer in America just
Not gonna do it. Yeah. Excuses. I love it. They just fly. I would hate to be the psychic person in this situation. There you go. We're gonna watch it, Raylan. We're gonna watch it. I mean, he's got a very cool outfit. Let's be honest. He's got a very cool outfit. Can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's a static electricity.
It's not going to turn for you?
The bowl cut, Kevin? You like the bowl cut?
Have you reached the point then when at which we can declare the demonstration terminated?
This isn't a magician's trick. I can't just come up, bang, bang, and it's over. I have to be to where I can work with something small and then big, you know, to build up my own self.
He does have
So
pretty
this
well.
is, you know, it isn't a trick. It has to be done. You know, this is just this power. It's,
Hey, I'll
it's
check it out,
mental power.
Anastasia.
The conditions agreed upon have
Bring
been
back the
fulfilled.
bowl. Bring back the
Bob,
bowl
the
cut.
comment very briefly is that I have gone through many hundreds of these tests with many hundreds.
I just hope that one day when I'm much older, I look exactly like James Randi. That would make me so pleased. That would make me so pleased.
of people who claim to have psychic
He
powers.
does. He looks like Spock.
Quite frankly, it's
You're right.
more or less the same story every time. When a simple,
No, the bowl
direct,
cut's back.
very uncomplicated protocol.
Hold on, sorry. Little. They're called Edgar's haircut. No, this is a thing, guys. Chat. What are we talking? The Edgar. Kevin, what are we thinking, Kevin? Jesse with a beard? I don't know. When I'm like 75, Raylan. When I'm like 75, yes, I would love a big old bushy beard. I mean, you're right. It's part of something I want to be that I know I'll never be. It's not true.
All
right, we'll
is
finish
used,
it. We'll finish
and
this
the
one.
control is applied. The psychic forces don't seem to be present, if indeed they are ever present at all.
Clive, you've agreed to
There you go. There you go. If you want to check out more, go ahead and check out James Randi. That's the guy that you want to see. I gotta go give little Ollie a bath. Should put a beard on the baby, and then you'll know ahead of. You saying I've got that much of a baby face? I have to put a beard on my baby to see what I'll look like with a beard. You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. The bowl cut. Spoken like someone who never had a bowl cut. I've never had a bowl cut. I've definitely never had a bowl cut. All right, well, that is it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. I'll be live tomorrow night. Check out the Discord server if you want to keep up with all the updates and what's going on. Come say hey, come say what's up. I'll be live tomorrow and Friday. So today, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be chilling. We're going to be hanging out. Come say what's up. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.